أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فما أوتيتم من شيء فمتاع الحياة الدنيا وما عند الله خير وأبقى للذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون والذين يجتنبون كبائر الإثم والفواحش وإذا ما غضبوا هم يغفرون. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. In these ayat of Surah Ash-Shura, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us about the fleeting and temporary nature of this world, how it is just a temporary enjoyment. And then tells us that what is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only better, but is also far longer lasting, everlasting. And it is for those who have believed and those who on Allah alone place their trust. Next ayah. And those who avoid or keep away from the major sins and fawahish, meaning shamelessness or deeds full of shamelessness. وَإِذَا مَا غَضِبُوهُمْ يَغْفِرُونَ. This is what I want to focus on. When they are angry, they forgive. The Prophet ﷺ, there are so many stories about him where things that we know would irritate and anger us and cause us to lose control over ourselves, and our behavior would reflect that. The Prophet ﷺ would always respond with something beautiful, always respond with what is better. We know the ayah of the Quran, idfa' billati hiya ahsan. Respond with that which is better. فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. Even your enemy, you and someone who you're not on good terms, there's only tension and problems between you. When you respond with that which is better, even that person becomes like a loving and close and warm friend to you. So the first point when it comes to self-purification from this disease of the heart, in the month of Ramadan, as we are working on ourselves to control our desires, control our urges, one of the desires and overcoming urges that we want to control is our anger. That leads us to actions that we regret, words that we regret, bonds that we destroy, relationships that we destroy and then later regret. Ali radiallahu anh reflects this beautifully in his saying, the beginning of anger, he tells us, avoid anger, for the beginning of it is insanity and the end of it is regret. And we can apply this to so many things in our life. So the first point is that of self-purification during this month. The next thing is how we can strengthen bonds within one another. First, within the closest people to us, our spouses, our children, our parents, then our relatives, the greater Muslim community, and finally showing others the beauty of Islam. We can only do that when we truly try our best to embody the prophetic character as taught by the Prophet ﷺ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. It is by the mercy of your Lord that you, O Prophet ﷺ, were lenient with them, kind with them. And if he had not been like that, then people would flee from him. They wouldn't even hear the message. Rather, we see that the Prophet ﷺ has such a character that people loved to be around him. More than anything else, they wanted to be in his company. And the Prophet ﷺ, he was not one that was always angry with people. On the other hand, kind of like the boy who cried wolf, that when you're always angry, your anger doesn't really mean anything. But when you're someone who always controls their anger, but there are certain times where the anger must come out. And that's a whole different topic. But even then, it has weight to it, has importance to it. People take it seriously. Now, we've talked about all this. Now, how? There are many ahadith that talk about how, seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, changing your position, if you're standing, sitting down, if you're sitting, laying down, making wudu, keeping quiet when you're angry. One thing I want to talk about, Nuh alayhi salam, in the surah that's named after him, he says, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. And seek the forgiveness of your Lord, indeed he is the one who is most forgiving. يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. He will shower you or open the skies for you. وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا. He's going to give you, abundantly wealth and children. He's going to give you gardens and he's going to give you rivers. This is the power of those who turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we have these desires that we want to work on, things that we want to control, we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He opens the doors of the heavens for us. He supplies us with wealth and children and everything we worry about. He takes care of that. To close off, inshallah, a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked him, give me some advice. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا تغضب. Do not get angry. The man asked again, لا تغضب. Every time the man would ask, the Prophet ﷺ replied, do not get angry. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us to remove ourselves of all evil actions during this month. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.